Ezri Dack was only with us for the final season of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, but she had such an impact on the Star Trek universe that eventually, she was given one of the most important ships in the fleet. Today, we'll take a look at that ship and what makes it so special in the Star Trek universe. Stick around as we dive straight into Star Trek lore. Welcome to Trek Central, I'm your host Captain Jack, and let's get right into it. Ezri Dax would eventually be known as the commanding officer of the USS Aventine, a Vesta-class starship that played a vital role in not only the future of Starfleet, but also the defense against the Borg invasion of 2381. Originally a multi-mission explorer, the ship and crew would find itself in the middle of many precarious situations in history. Let's explore some details of the ship and where it takes us. Of course, if you want to keep up to date on all the latest Star Trek news, lore and more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Trek Central. You can also follow us on social media for daily updates on the Star Trek universe. As always, please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, because if you're talking about Star Trek, then we want to hear about it. Additionally, do you have a Star Trek ship you want us to take a look at? Then comment it down below as well. Okay, engage. The Vesta-class starship was active in the 2380s, in the service of Starfleet and the United Federation of Planets. The ship was constructed as a testbed for a quantum slipstream drive, derived from technology recovered by the USS Voyager, which was an advanced form of faster-than-light travel which could break the conventional warp speed barrier. Alongside the quantum slipstream drive, the ship was equipped with a new form of navigational computer, a Chroniton Integrator, which could be used to take sensor readings several seconds into the future when the ship was using its slipstream drive. This was useful when traveling at warp 9.9999 plus, and want to know what's in your path, ahead of you. The Vesta-class starship comes with a length of 672 meters, and its design features the common Starfleet layout of source section, secondary hull, and 2 warp nacelles. The Vesta, however, is much more flat designed compared to the other Starfleet ships we know of, similar to that of the Intrepid-class starship, with its elongated source section directly connected to the secondary hull, with little neck structure between the two. The Aventine was outfitted with Type 12 phasers and quantum torpedo launchers. These torpedo launchers would be modified to fire transphaser torpedoes to help with the Borg invasion in 2381. The ship carried both your standard Starfleet shuttles, but also 2 runabouts, allowing it to operate in that multi-role mission capacity even more. Now, in terms of lore, as previously stated, the USS Aventine was launched in the 2380s as a testbed for the quantum slipstream drive, but the ship would get its first major incident a year later in 2381, during the Borg invasion of Akamar. During this battle, the Aventine's captain and first officer would be killed during combat, leaving Ezri Dax in command. Because of Dax taking command, Starfleet would officially promote her to captain only a week after the battle, and officially make her captain of the USS Aventine. What is fascinating is that this idea of Dax taking command of a starship is something that could have happened if Deep Space Nine had continued. In the DS9 documentary, What We Left Behind, when they theorized what an 8th season of Deep Space Nine might have been, Ezri would have been captain of the USS Emmett Till. In the year 2382, the USS Aventine would prove itself instrumental in the effort against the Borg invasion. The year would start with a mission to the Gamma Quadrant, where Dax and her ship would come across the wreckage of the NX-02 Columbia, the second Warp 5 ship in Starfleet, previously under the command of Captain Enrique Hernandez. The Borg invasion of 2382 would see several worlds and fleets destroyed by the Borg Armada of over 7,000 Borg cubes. The Aventine would make use of its quantum slipstream drive to hatch an ambitious plan of ambushing a Borg cube and planting a fake Borg queen on board, which allowed them to take control of the Borg Armada and prevent the further destruction of several Federation worlds. The Borg invasion would be stopped by the ancient alien species known as the Kalar, the ones responsible for the out-of-place NX-02 Columbia in the Gamma Quadrant, and the Borg as well, which is another story for another time. Alongside the USS Enterprise E and the USS Titan, the Aventine would witness the end of the Borg Collective within the Azure Nebula, with the Borg hive mind being integrated into the Kalar's Gestalt consciousness. In 2383, the Aventine would find itself supporting the mission of Julian Bashir and Serena Douglas, who had learned of a new prototype Breen quantum slipstream drive, and were ordered to destroy it, to make sure the new alliance called the Typhon Pact, an anti-Federation makeup of Federation's enemies, would not get too powerful. Though the Aventine and by extension Ezri Dax were on good terms with Julian Bashir, only 2 years after their work together, the Aventine was ordered to intercept Dr. Bashir on his way to Andor, thinking he was leaking information to the Typhon Pact. Dax, however, sides with Bashir, knowing he has a cure to the Andorian reproductive crisis that was currently happening on the planet, which is why the Andorians had left the Federation in the first place. A story for another time. But going against orders and helping Dr. Bashir, Dax would be interred on Jawas 2, a Federation stockade. Who became captain of the USS Aventine is unknown at this point, but later that year it was found out that the Federation Pro Templar was actually not who he claimed he was, and was working with a Cardassian fringe group known as the True Way. With his discovery and revelation, Dax was cleared of her crimes and regained her captaincy of the USS Aventine. In 2387, the Aventine and Dax was one of the main ships vital in trying to mount a defense against the Davidians. Unfortunately, during the Davidian attack, one of the Davidian serpents, a being in Temple Flux, hit Ezri, which caused her to rapidly age and turn to dust. Alongside Ezri, many members of the Aventine's crew shared the same fate. Sam Bowers then takes command of the Aventine, though not for long, as eventually the entire timeline known as the First Splinter is collapsed in order to defeat the Davidians. Fast forward to 2409, where the video game Star Trek Online takes place. As such, the following information takes place in the in-game canon universe, and is not to be confused with the extended content we've just been talking about. The Aventine would undergo an extensive refit and become the prototype of the Aventine-class multi-mission reconnaissance explorer. This would lead to the ship being involved in even more complex missions, such as Dax and Bashir investigating the Mycelial network, as well as helping time-displaced space stations back to their own time. So, some technical information. The Vesta-class starship was designed by digital artist Mark Raidmaker. However, this was not the first design Raidmaker had made, as was in part fans who helped get the Aventine made. Raidmaker previously made a ship called the USS Spirit for the 2009 Ships of the Lion calendar. This ship, just like the Aventine, was a testbed for the quantum slipstream technology, so many fans speculated this ship was the Aventine and what it would look like. The fan idea inspired Raidmaker, so we got in touch with the editors of Star Trek books and asked if he could design the Aventine. In order for the design to be ready for the 2010 Ships of the Lion calendar, Raidmaker was given 4 months to design the Aventine. He was told that the ship should look very different from the USS Titan designed 2 years earlier for the books, with the pylon sweeping up instead of down and a different profile as well. Voyager and Intrepid class would be the main inspiration for the Aventine, with its blended shape being the reason it could also use slipstream, as well as looking like a shark moving through subspace, as the Aventine creator David Mack would describe it as. Book authors David Mack and Keith DeCandido noted that the class of ship, Vesta, is named after the Roman goddess of hearth and home. The ships of the class would be named after the 7 hills of Rhyme, such as Aventine, Palatine, and Viminal for example. Only the Kaline and Palatine are yet to appear as Vesta-class starships in the Star Trek universe. So that's a wrap on our breakdown and exploration of a Vesta-class starship, the USS Aventine, for today. Perhaps there's a ship or starship class from the Star Trek universe that you'd like us to take a look at here on Trek Central. Let us know in the comments below, because like always, if you're talking about Star Trek, then we want to hear about it. If you do want to keep up to date on the latest Star Trek news, lore, and more, then make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Trek Central. You can follow us on social media or join our community Discord server. For now, I've been Captain Jack, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Live long and prosper, my friends. Goodbye.